we have Gary Ezekian with Oxicool Development Center, and he's going to share about some of the opportunities that are available with with the Oxicool Development Center. Gary.
Well, thank you, Andy, and I especially appreciate the event organizers for giving me a platform to talk about our somewhat non-conventional story. So to give you a little bit of history, Oxicool, as you might imagine from the name, began life as a startup that was intending to commercialize federal technology. In our case, it was a personal cooling solution developed by the US Navy, and our founders saw commercial potential in the technology that was put on the shelf. And actually, his initial use case for it, he wound up working under a CRADA with U.S. Navy engineers to develop a continuous operation air conditioning system, and did a lot of great work on the private side. And we were well on our way to becoming a poster child for a tech transfer success. Unfortunately, we hit just about every roadblock in the valley of death of early stage hardware technologies. We tried to work with contract engineering firms that didn't match with our culture, very poor results, and a lot of money spent. And then we did what everybody told us not to in building out our own manufacturing and development capabilities. So long story short, the time and the money that we spent to do that led us to miss the commercial opportunity on our own technology. But like any scrappy entrepreneurs, we've repurposed everything that we learned the hard way and our infrastructure to now do early stage development work for other climate technologies. So we're bringing a unique value proposition that we don't really see existing in kind of the bookends of your maker spaces to your contract engineering firms and your larger players as a flexible development partner to work with emerging technologies. So in this equation, we're bringing to the table a modern facility. We're in the suburban Philadelphia area. A whole suite of the latest in flexible fabrication equipment, a lot of it in the sheet metal domain, but some other specialized capabilities. And most importantly, a team of hardware engineers that has done clean sheet designs and has worked with all our own products and now is starting to work with third parties. Our launch clients have been a handful of early stage startups that don't have their own physical infrastructure. And generally, they're coming to us with that initial proof of concept prototype, duct taped together, got some cool results in the lab. What do we do with it now? And that's where we're really designing an organization to be able to work with those early stage technologies, generally looking at taking things in at the TRL 3 or 4 level and taking them to TRL 7. So really trying to make ourselves an ideal partner to get tech out of the lab, not all the way to market scaling, but get it to a point where it's de-risked so that it's much more attractive to some of the larger players. So we've worked under collaborative relationships, including having these startups, having their engineers be right there with us as we ruggedize, do internal testing, get things ready for field trials, and ultimately can help get to low rate initial production with the capabilities that we have in-house. So with an audience like this, certainly interested in talking and networking with a lot of people. Certainly if there's a technology that makes sense with our capabilities, we'd happy to talk about if our resources can be helpful. And I suspect a lot of the audience members are from what I would call multiplier organizations that could help with matchmaking of technologies that are the right stage for our capabilities. So very interested in kind of having an open exploration there. And as I've started to network with tech transfer representatives, it feels like, I'll use a term from the last presentation, there's a lot of stuff in the murky middle of it's not quite ready for turnkey licensing, but there's promising results, and what do we do with it now? And very interested in talking about ways that we can work together creatively to get things matured a couple levels further so they can fulfill their commercial potential. So as we define this, we're very open-minded to different engagements. They could be joint grant applications for some of the larger DOE and other entity opportunities. We're doing work on a mix of cash and equity basis for startups, and generally very open-minded as we define this business model. So very interested in networking, happy to talk to anyone today or in the future about ways that we can partner to help bring more technology that can make an impact in decarbonizing the global economy to market.